Hello. The place is still here.
We're still, yeah, we're still up. All right. Okay. Hello, everybody. Go ahead and get meeting to order at 6:01. Call the roll. We have me, representing Castro Group, property manager, Miranda. We have Mark Carmen, president of the board, Eugene Floyd, vice president, Andrea, secretary, director of the board. And 4 out of 7 board members will qualify as quorum, so we're verified. All right, so we have a few items to go through with the agenda. One of them, or two of them, are related. They're both for the ELSS project. We're going to approve 2 different contractors. One of the contractors will be the actual company that will be installing the sprinklers in the hallways and inside every unit. And then the other company that can be approved will be the company that's going to be building the sockets that are going to cover the sprinkler system. So number 4 is the company that's going to be installing the sprinklers. We actually had our project manager, SLS, they actually brought in 4 of the best, or more used sprinkler installers in the area right now, which is happening all over the place. We brought them all in. We interviewed all 4 of them. We went through the whole process with them. And just based on the way they presented themselves, the knowledge they had, the self-assurance that they had, we were feeling Sprinkler-matic more than anybody. It just so happened that their price was actually the lowest out of the 4. But the price is not what played into the decision. It was more how much they knew, the knowledge, and then we obviously reviewed or called their references to see, and they all came back pretty good. So the board agreed all unanimously to move forward with Sprinkler-matic to install our sprinkler system. So that decision is still the same. We would like to vote to approve Sprinkler-matic. So I will request action to approve. They have, and actually we've checked references, we've checked the buildings where they're currently working in. And that was, like I said, those were the reasons why the decision was made, was because of their experience.
I don't want to be this.
We wouldn't want to do that.
It's actually working on a project with Sprinkler-matic in another building.
Yeah, he's been able to verify firsthand and in person the job that they're doing and how. Like I said, Sprinkler-matic is actually a pretty well-known company right now with sprinkler installation. As you guys know, many builders are doing that. So yeah, that was the main reason why. So
The largest purchaser of, yeah, I think it was piping. Yeah.
Piping or standpipe or something they had to do.
they've been in business for how long? They mentioned.
Yeah, it's already basically
30 years. 30 years.
Not unlike the glucose was.
So a motion to approve Sprinkler-matic, please?
Yeah.
Okay, motion, and second.
I'll motion.
All in favor?
Yeah.
All right, the second company that we need to approve is a company that's going to be building the soffits that is going to cover and protect the actual pipes, the sprinklers that are going to be showing in the hallways. So that and some electrical work that is going to be required, the lighting that is going to go. Nick explained it a while back exactly what we were going to do, but basically it's going to be on the whole
around the whole hallway,
yeah,
right?
It's going to go around the edges, so that's going to be covered like this, and then it's going to go in the middle of the ceiling, and in the middle we're going to have little.
What we're gonna do is tight a soffit on each side parallel to the hallway as possible. Probably 6 by 6 at the most. So from our existing ceiling, we're gonna do nothing. We're not just put popcorn. We're just gonna encapsulate the wall. We're gonna do 2 6-inch soffits that'll come up and give us maybe 1 inch and 3/4 to 2 inch to connect them all over the existing popcorn. And then we're gonna put micro LEDs in the ceiling drawn, we'll use existing electric from sconces to complement to that. So their quote is primarily framing, boarding, skidding, and painting ceilings. No walls, ceiling work. And then also electrical, two panels on 3 and 7, I believe, in the washrooms, or older than most. So this makes sense.
Are you removing the sconces?
Not, what we're
No,
gonna see how much light they're
downside.
probably gonna-
They'll be more decorative. Now they just have to be what they want to do. There's no ceiling light. There's still going to be each of them, and they're big and they're kind of awful, but they were the best eye we could do to get the most amount of light in that hallway. And
For the investment,
right,
for where the sconces
for
were,
$40
where
a
cabinets
piece
were.
for the last 5 years, they really did their job. So probably more the size of what's in front of the elevator. The little so decorative, not really lighting. Just because the space is there, why not?
You like some
Yeah.
It's gonna be red.
So we met with 3 different companies,
Yeah,
Yeah, no question.
oh, I'm sorry.
quick question, I mean, do we have, like, details on what this is gonna look like, color rendering? Like, I don't really see, like.
Ceiling's white, there's no color
White.
involved.
No, so what color, what's the Kelvin rating of lights? Are you talking soft white?
White, they can go from 2 to 5, but obviously.
The soft yellow versus that bright day,
Like,
right?
I
I
don't
wanna
think-
know what it's gonna be.
Yeah, I don't think they could be dialed in,
Okay.
they're gonna go from 2 to 5, and the beauty of that is like, we're probably all gonna go to the higher end of light, because we only have a square this big on the south facing side, so it's the same light, right? So the whole project is really about better lighting the hallway, so I would assume, I could be personally, we can light it as high as possible.
And so the next thing is like the lighting design itself, like how many lights are we talking? Are we talking 1 every 10
Now,
feet, 1
one
every
is
15?
they're
Do we
gonna
have
be 4 inches, they're gonna be probably about 6 to 7 feet apart. Based on the fact that there's also gonna be ambient walls outside. It's not specifically every 4 foot, based on a 4 foot cone of light, it's gonna be a little bit larger, because there's gonna be ambient lights on both sides. that are sharp.
So we get one shot at this, like everything else that we do. I just wanna make sure that like, there's some level, because every project that's been, I understand, because every project that's been done in the 4 years that I've been building, somebody complaining about, right? I wish it looked like this, I wish it looked like that.
Well, including the condo, right?
Makes sense, but here we are, I just wanna make sure that there's been some level of look like versus, like, do we have a photometric design? Do we know what this is gonna look like, or is it really just, well, I've done it before, so I'm gonna jump a whole bunch of lights down here and it'll be good?
Well, the company doing this 30+ years, 25 years, we can give you a rendering if you like.
Not necessarily a rendering, but like, just what's the floor plan
Sure,
look like, right?
I
Like,
mean, the floor plan is an L, and I believe it's 17 lights per foot. I believe there's 6 to 7 inches.
but that would give some people to look at too, like, right, like, oh, not that we get a vote, you're gonna decide, but.
105 apart.
Sure.
With you with old fashioned taste, you with ultra modern taste.
Absolutely.
You with granny taste, they can't. But if they go according to what is the correct way to go, then I think it's.
Architectural aesthetics is not the correct way, like, that's a
But
definite
no, but
choice.
there's nothing architectural or aesthetic about this. This is pure based on the fact that we have no lighting sprinklers. Right? And we figured that while we're doing sprinklers, we might as well amp up the lighting because we have 50 whatever year old lighting boxes for sconces and J
So couldn't we send out a picture of the project and sprinkle that into, because they have a couple that were similar.
Yeah, sure,
I'm
You
guessing.
might be one of 10 people that are in.
Sure,
Yeah,
yes,
I completely
I know it's pretty
right, but I just, it's one of
Sure.
those things like, that's
It's
the
not an
power
out
of the board
question.
has, but it's not gonna be something we can look at, we don't get a vote, I understand your point, man, like, you're not gonna make everybody happy, but can we at least see the floor plan, right? Like, or
Sure.
is it
No, I was.
There's no floor plan because it's a ceiling, so it'll be a ceiling.
the reflective ceiling plan, yeah, RCP would be great, right? So you're gonna have to get a permit,
Right.
so at some point you
Of course,
can.
we're file ready, right.
Right, so you ought to be able to share those documents, right, either if it's a hand sketch.
Simple little, from Peter, it's a simple little 6 inch, 2 inch, 6. We'll give you that. I'll give you pictures of what I'm working with that also, that same company and another one. But it's a white ceiling with white square orange LED, dial up 2,000 to 5,000 choice of color line.
I just, right, I just it seems reasonable that there would be some documentation that we could look at.
I think you're gonna have
somewhere.
So is this gonna be,
architectural
well, I
plans.
guess, look, we can give everyone documentation.
Is it not
Are we
signed and
gonna,
sealed?
are we gonna wait to vote for documentation?
No, not gonna.
No.
He just wants to
Okay.
see.
Yeah, I want to get, I'm sure we're gonna vote.
Yeah, no, just saying, you know, you just don't wanna stop a train, there's nothing that's gonna be.
No, I don't think he's asking that. We're gonna vote.
He just wants to
And
see
he
it.
wants to see it, yeah.
We'll just put it out in the newsletter, and then probably the first one with, when Pete starts with whatever pictures when he does, and I'll give you that, and you can put it in August.
Didn't he draw plans already, or that was just a sketch?
It's a basic sketch, all the city wants is a basic sketch for the planning, and they're gonna do a little, sort of, you know, scale size for us, so we can get lighting positioning correct, but,
Okay,
so.
but he can look at that.
Yeah, that's all he's asking for.
But
It's not
other
unreasonable.
people can't look at that and understand that, so we just.
I'll give you one that's currently being done, and I'll give you,
Just so we can
we'll
understand what it's gonna look like, right? It's a lot of work.
Here's little category yeah, because that's all it exists.
And that's all that's really, right, so that's.
That's all he's really asking.
Right, there's gonna be 17 of these jokers down this L-shaped hallway, right down the center line, like, across from the wall, something, like, you're gonna have to apply for a permit, so there's gonna be something that you're gonna have to say.
Just.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah, electrical.
There's a framing sketch drop, a cross section. Nothing's going to please this big, and he already did it, he's giving it to the city, they're fine with it. I'll give you the brand, we can get the brand we're using and the spacing on the lighting, but other than that, it's a white board seal, painted white with LED flat lamp lighting.
And we no longer have,
Right,
okay,
and we're not touching it.
and we're not gonna be walking down the tunnel to our car.
I'm sure we can put something together that
Yeah,
would be
there's something,
better.
there's something, there's no.
We'll put it out. So that it's fine.
We'll put it in the
Yeah.
next, available email.
Okay. Okay, so we make a motion to approve?
Yeah, sure.
2 seconds?
I think we're happy.
So, same thing with this company, we did check, and like I said, like Nick said, he was also able to go see their work in person, so we were able to see how they're
Y'all
doing.
did a great job with supporting it, so I trust your judgment on the contract and everything, I just wanna understand what I'm buying.
I get it.
For my little piece of paradise, what am I buying?
All right, so the next item, well, we don't have to vote anymore, but we wanted to explain the benefits of closing the non-essential doors. This also ties into this project a little bit, and it ties a little bit into like the upcoming hallway modernization that eventually will take place.
I'm so sorry, can I go back one more? Do we have details on what the sprinkler is going to look like in the unit?
We did, we presented it in
Last time, and I think we had it in a week.
while back.
I think it just looks like a disc.
Is it pointed down or pointed in?
Inside the unit is pointing in.
Okay, so across the
But
unit.
it, actually, no, let me take that back. It depends on how your inside, the inside of the unit looks like. 'Cause some doors are like up to the ceiling,
Yep.
so they will have to go drop down from the ceiling.
There's two different ones.
And then the ones that have room above the door will be going. So it's 2 different types of sprinklers.
And I'm trying to think, and the ones that go out are ugly. They're not a disc. I remember.
They're not a
I'll circle back around because of our unit and what we have in the works right now. I just need to make sure that
You
there's
should talk to
some-
people, like, they can get, they are generally 9 times out of 10. people that's way ahead. You can get a job for that, and I was over.
I think we had that, and they said they would.
You can,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I remember him saying that, he goes, no, we really want to do that.
All right.
And also, right, the door, closing the non-essential doors is something that if we wanted to, if the association, like if the board wanted to say, okay, everybody has to close the non-essential doors, we want to put it up for an association vote, we just don't have time for that. So what we're requesting is that we send out an email, anybody that has an additional door, I know Jim got it, just receive this email, and then, all you guys have to do is just sign requesting for the board to go ahead, or not the board, I'm sorry, the association to go ahead and close the non-essential doors, whichever doors that you guys want closed, and then that way we can move forward. As a unit owner request. The association will pay for the exterior side to be closed off, so it will look like a hallway. It will be a unit owner responsibility to seal off the inside of it. The association will definitely pay for that. And at the end of the day, it will be less expensive for the association to close all those doors than to pay for brand new doors whenever we get to that. So it really is not throwing money away.
So much more, it looks like crap with all those.
And obviously the extra sprinkler, which is not a substantial, but it's money.
But it's a little bit more, it's extra sprinkler. Also, if there's a fire, the fire department, I mean, they have to by law break down every single end. So if there was something happening in your apartment, you will lose 3 doors, it will take longer for them to get in. You know, it just, and if people have, which a lot of people have, the outside looks like a door, but the inside is either
It's
blocked
like,
off or has a
you're
furniture.
gonna lose like, so it just doesn't really make
It doesn't make sense. It's a good time, of course, but we are limited in time, so.
Does the board have the ability to go through and do an inspection of all the units and decide what's going on with these doors?
We have,
Okay.
we have to.
Okay.
For the ELSS project, so we had to, so
So
we.
you have
The maintenance guy did went in and counted which doors were closed on the inside and the outside.
And go apart, not by apart, because people are not gonna.
I have,
No, he has a list.
Yeah,
Yeah, we did,
nobody
no,
else.
People have answered.
Okay, what percent? 20%.
Maybe a little more than that, but yeah, not a huge amount.
That's the norm in this building, so you only phone everybody.
Which is another next step.
Yeah, okay, and that's what Marriott's gonna have.
Yes, and the next step is now to start calling the people that have not responded.
What
I
would be
just
the
don't
benefit
like
of
to get
leaving your
closed
door
on.
that's already been sealed from the inside leaving?
0.
So,
I think that's an easy one. I think whoever has the door closed on the inside, logically speaking, should be an easy, yes, please, do me a favor of closing the outside of it. It's more, some, people that don't want to close the doors. So there's at least one person that I know that wants to keep all 3 doors.
If they were living
But
across the hall.
he's all right.
it would not be very
Yeah,
bad.
he wants to. So that is, like I said, we're on a time frame, so a time limit door, so the sooner people can respond, we will go on people next week.
Could this be submitted already? Or? Not Sprinkler-Matic,
Yes, so Sprinkler-Matic, this week they're turning in the drawings to the city. And we are going to be scheduling a meeting with all 4 companies involved, meaning us, the sprinkler companies, Sprinkler-Matic, the soft hit people, KMC, our ATEC, our fire department company, our fire alarm company. We're all going to meet in the SLS, the project manager. We're all going to meet eventually for about 3 weeks and go and schedule to expect. We'll share that. But that's where we are right now. We're expecting this week for the drawings to be turned into the city, and then we will get, by the beginning of next week, we should have a date when the project will start. And the way it will start is, for what I understand, we'll know more in that meeting, but first they're gonna start core drilling through the stairwells. You guys remember what core drills and stuff is like here. So that's gonna take place again, and then they calculated about 1 week per floor. That's about 4 months. They said 3 to 5 months for the project to be completed. I assume maybe 4 to 5 months. The loudest part is going to be the core drilling, which is going to be at the very beginning. You're going to core drill all the floors, and then after that is just working like 1 floor. Yeah, I mean that's going to be. We don't have the date yet, but approximately 3 weeks from now. We'll know more in a week. We'll know the actual. It's pretty, but it's going to be.
So it's a single stand height though, right? It's going all the way up into the stairwell.
Correct.
So we're talking 17 holes.
It's a lot of vibration.
It shouldn't be too bad.
No,
You should have knocked that out in a week or
I would
two.
say a week, yeah. And that's what I think they said, yeah, that's what I believe. A week before drill all that, and then going from the outside into the hallway is not,
That's 1 hole per day.
it's simple, yeah, it's simple. And I don't even know if it will be concrete. But not into the units, that's right. All right, so that's it. Questions about that project? No, we haven't discussed it.
If you do the non-essential doors, you're gonna do that work over what's the plan of action there? Is that gonna be done before the sprinkler starts, after the sprinkler starts?
We want to talk to them because we want to make sure that they can not install sprinklers You know, right there.
Right.
That's like a conversation.
That's where I was going to, is like.
The choice of the non-essential store account. Of course.
Yeah.
The committed people who are gonna do it, because we can't.
And he can bypass it, that's what he was.
Yeah, then
hemming and
all
hawing
you do is
about.
mark them, mark each one, you put an X.
Do not put it on.
Yeah, in a perfect world, we will have, within the next week or two max, we should have exactly all the doors in. We have to have a conversation, we can cover the door with our.
Okay, the people that won't have the doors closed, say, I don't want it. Can you give them a dollar figure what it will cost them? They have to do it on their own down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have
I
that.
mean,
It's
give
like
them,
$500
give
that
them,
people have been paying.
give them a little.
Advisor.
Yeah, but you know what you
Yeah.
do? I mean, it's such a stupid. Because what you do is you end up messing up our paint, our drywall, our everything, because now you're adding in a piece. After we
I think-
plaster.
I know.
I think Eric is just trying to use that as a persuasion.
People.
Yeah, persuasion.
We
to
are
give you a
we
chance
are
to go to-
flawless. We didn't have to.
I'm not about-
Cost some money. They say, oh, do it. You do it.
My suggestion is, and I really think this is what we should do, everybody that is using an extra door has to pay for that extra door.
That's
You're
what she
putting in.
said, that's what she
That's
said.
what I'm
Okay, no,
saying.
not to be closed, pay for the
And
door.
for the sprinkler head.
The door and the sprinkler head and the inspection every year, and I believe because why should I pay for you,
Right.
or you, or
Right,
you,
I know.
when I don't have?
That's what I mean, if you put a dollar figure visit, so they say, do it, do it.
I've been,
Yeah.
me, my.
Yeah, I'm not paying for anybody else's door, I'm sorry.
So
What are you
Mario,
talking about?
When if, Joey, you keep 3 doors, and I get rid of my 2 doors.
and we're both in a C stack, so.
Right, so, okay, so he's keeping 3, I'm keeping 1. When we go to put in those beautiful new doors that we're putting in, it costs a good chunk of change.
That's something.
We have, okay, why must I pay for your 2 doors?
Why can't we do
I'm
it?
not paying for your 2 doors.
And the certification for the sprinkler.
And the sprinkler head.
You can't. That's why it's you.
It sounds reasonable. As reasonable as it sounds, welcome to condo.
But I'll spit up.
Well, that's okay.
Hold on. Yeah. It's okay.
No, we
It still
understand.
can be done here. You
I
cannot
know,
charge.
but I know. and
We
I-
understand where you're coming
That's
from.
that's the way the condos were built, they come to your doors and you cannot charge them because they came to your door.
But you cannot close it.
Yeah, he did already, he's actually one of the first people to submit.
There's
Oh,
a
oh,
picture.
oh, it's there.
Wait, so wait, are you saying, you're saying the
One is bigger,
one door is bigger than the other?
no, that bedroom.
So it should only
When you
be
come out of
six.
Jim's bedroom and you go into the hall and you have to bend that hall to get into the living room, go out the front door, you can't get furniture out.
You lost me.
Sharon, from his bedroom to his front door, you can't get furniture out.
He's unable to maneuver his bedroom furniture through the apartment out the front door, so he can only exit out the bedroom. So you gotta keep it straight
Just
shut.
saying,
What
he
is
did
asking That's what I'm trying to do.
So he already agreed to close off the middle one, but he needs to leave the one.
So that's gonna be the choice that some of the A's are gonna have to make, because in the A's is where you have your problem with the unable to maneuver out. So any A that has to be rented, you know,
Yeah, got it.
can change. Go ahead.
Okay,
Fred is speaking.
What about if, in reference to fire hazards? I had a fire in my apartment and it was in the door where the AC is, which is the entrance. The main entrance. I'm just saying, if someone's caught there, where are they gonna go? They don't have a second door to get out.
But now you're gonna have a sprinkler.
And the sprinkler is gonna stop people.
Yeah.
That's the purpose.
Yeah, hopefully we're spending a whole lot of money on
Not
that.
to Kelly.
I hope we're not paying $1 million for it not to work.
And then it does, but it's good, then you have a balcony.
Depends on the fire.
No joke, it's
Yeah, I mean, I had
That's
a
the idea.
electrical fire with the air conditioner.
right or another.
Which caused the whole front air.
No, that
In
would have
there,
set off the sprinkler.
I would only go up, the name would go up one way.
So the next time you come up, you're gonna get a bomb from the sprinkler.
About
Hopefully there's no last time, right? That's the whole-
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity on that too, so, false alarm sprinkler goes off, somebody has a fire in their unit, everything floods below now. So whose insurance is on that?
Yes, the answer, yes.
I've
Yours,
learned
this one and
something,
this one.
your own personal insurance.
That's what it
not-
was.
And I learned that
Yeah.
the person upstairs. is not
We had that question about the sprinkler. We said that first of all, one question that people had is that if the alarm goes off in the 11th floor, all the sprinklers are gonna go off, the whole floor is gonna go off, it doesn't. If there's a fire in this area, this one's gonna burn. It would just be one sprinkler.
It's a special element that has to, no, oh, you do that, okay.
Yeah, it has
And
to
you know
burn
what's
the,
good
certain
too?
amount of heat will burn that element and that's.
I'm kind of glad because what really is when the alarm goes off, people lie to me. Lie. Every
wasn't
time.
me.
I have never found.
It never
an
goes off in
apartment.
15,
3
right?
times I've looked for apartments.
Never goes off in 15.
Nobody ever has set that fire off. Every time I get up there, you can smell the smoke in the hall, but every apartment is all there, and it wasn't me. Never tried. So I'm so glad they're gonna get a bond.
Yeah, but everybody who lives below is not gonna be happy about that.
Alright,
And if they're on 15, that's a problem.
One more question, okay, the hallways that are closed off. Yeah, you know, there's several doors
They
there.
have 3 doors also.
So could you maybe make it mandatory that they do that?
You cannot, because you're giving, they have to pay for that real estate.
Because technically that would be the time to do one of
It
this
would
at
be.
once.
It would be, but if they don't wanna pay for it, then all of them.
You remember how we had to do all that?
Right.
They don't wanna pay for it. And I'm
It would be.
Maybe somebody can make it a mission to approach them.
You want to accept that?
You wanna accept that
Yeah,
motion,
I
we
do.
do it.
Okay.
That's not a problem.
Then
That was
how-
on me.
There's only 11 people to approach, it's more already. I just don't know if we would have time.
Because that's a little bit
That
more
requires
substantial.
more permits.
Because, you know, it would help if this gets done before we do the sprinklers, open the doors and all that. Plus, it would
Yeah,
be a
I
nice
mean, I
little.
think that's the end of that with those B unit things, because,
But
yeah, that's a
They
huge thing
have
to
to
work around.
pay for the square footage that they are taking.
Right.
So you were talking about going down to the telling them, you now have to pay for a renting, just permits and square footage. You're asking people to pull over $50,000 out of their pocket.
Wow.
Are they gonna be pulling that out of their pocket? I don't think so.
It's not that important to them.
I don't think so. I wouldn't if I was them.
Well, I would, because it gives you.
But that depends
You're
on
more
the
than welcome
time you
to.
have,
Makes
to
you
get
a
out.
private
You know, do you have the money, that's the question.
And why do you say 50,000? It was 50,000.
Okay, 15 is now gone up to 15 because everything is doubled, square footage is doubled.
It was like 12, we changed, 12,000.
Okay, so let's say.
Before, but it's definitely gone up, more
Let's
like
say we reach
20,000.
24,000 plus the
Or, yeah.
closing off and the renovation to the side of your apartment. Is there 35, 40,000? I don't know it, unless you have that to give to government. but I don't
There
know.
goes 36 million, there goes big millions over there.
Well, that's why they live there. They
Well,
don't live there.
but that is the number one apartment.
Point is, there are a lot of people with number ones that don't wanna change it, because they don't have number one money.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's personal. You know, when we make the phone calls next week and we spoke to the units, we'll mention it. And we'll see what they wanna do. I mean, we're gonna be on the phone with them anyway, so the units will mention it. It is definitely the best time to do it. I just don't, if we can get anyone to do it, but, you know, it doesn't hurt to ask what we know. So, just-
I thought once we did that,
If
we
you
got that
put
passed,
dollars
that would
with
be
it,
easy to come out.
many times people listen. You have to put a little bit on.
So that's that with that. Let's go on, we're gonna talk about, we still have at least a year on this. We have already started looking into this. The transition from our coax cable into fiber optic cable for our cable and Wi-Fi. We have connected with 3 different companies. We have actually tested a couple of their boxes to see how they are, which we brought so you guys can take a look. We're probably depending on who we go with, if we were to stay without Alcatel, we will no longer have to deal with Dish Network, because it will be all fiber optic. So we don't have to worry about using cable.
Kevin said, you know, Alcatel's just a broker.
Yeah.
They're just the in-between person.
And with fiber optic, they're going away from this network anyway, so that wouldn't be on the table at all. And with them, we can transition right away. I mean, with all three companies that we spoke with, what we're paying right now for cable and Wi-Fi, it will be the same. So transitioning into that, into a much better cable and much better options at no additional cost is a no-brainer. We just have to make sure that we pick the right company to do it, that's all. The benefit of staying with Alcatel is that we can do it now. We don't have to wait until 2025 for a contract. We can transition to them immediately and have fiber optics in the building in a few months. We do have, which one do you have over there?
I have two of them, but
This company,
this is
looking pretty good.
they're all pretty much, this is the size. Two different ones, you know, you're just experimenting with it. So this is not even, this was our speed with cable. So if I go guide, I mean, it's incredibly fast. The channel, boom.
It already looks better than Dish.
And yeah.
Well, yeah,
It's just, you know, the technology wasn't quite there yet. Still needs a TV. You know,
So how many boxes do we get? Like,
so they were business. So we're at least 2 boxes, three. Plus they're allowing 6 devices. So I have the app on my phone, it's basically the same thing. You can scroll through the channels and watch TV. So you can have the most common ones doing right now, they're saying 6 devices, so clear, a couple cell phones, 3 rooms, another cell phone. I mean,
So this company, we feel that the box is superior, it's definitely a lot
It's
faster.
very,
than
very
the other
fast.
one. It's like noticeably faster in every aspect, it's the new experience. And they are willing to not charge us for the first year, so that we can continue to pay out the Catel for the year remaining on our contract. So that's what they're willing to do to have our business. So those are the two companies that we can petition right away.
they're all similar boxes. You know,
You know what, that company is actually really good. They are.
Yeah, but whatever it is, it's a part, right?
10-year Wi-Fi contract, which nobody will give you less than that. There's no 5-year option. I think it does give us a 5-year option, and then 10 years. We
So,
can
we are recording, I think, it's 100. Well, what's great, but what's cool in this, which I've done it already since I had it. No, perfect.
it's a perfect.
I swear I'm testing it out. So you can go, you can go back in time, 3 days, and say, oh, I want to watch, I missed that show, okay, let me play it from, you know, first thing in the morning. In this time. Right, and then, yeah, so you got everything. Just in total control of everything. So basically these are Android boxes. So once you exit their own app, each company has their own app. You can boot up into it if you don't ever want to see it. But if you exit out, you can have your Netflix, you can have your YouTube, your
In the same box.
yeah,
But
in the same
it
box.
works like a Fire Stick or like a smart TV.
It's basically the same thing. You exit out of this particular company's app,
Oh, yeah.
and now you have your box. Like a Fire Stick.
Yes.
If you have a smart TV,
Yeah.
then
You can download the app right onto it. You can also download the app onto your phone, and you can watch TV from your phone.
And even if you have a smart TV, it's going to be within your internet, and so you can still keep.
the
your
smart
Netflix
TV, you
and
don't need
everything.
a receiver, really.
So yeah, those were my kind of questions about what I saw in the newsletters. Hey, how many boxes do we potentially get per unit? So it sounds like 2 to 3 is.
2 boxes, and I think they're gonna do 2 spots for the Wi-Fi.
And the Wi-Fi is the question that I have. Is that per unit, or are they doing like whole building?
No, it's same as now. You will have your own individual network. I think, we're debating between 400 by 400 and 500 by 500.
Probably between 300 and 500, I think that's all virtual.
which is
And I think I mentioned a couple times in the update, they're just gonna put little pods, I mean, that big, sit wherever, and then if you're in a big apartment like an A, maybe you need 3 of them, and they all, like we have down here, it's a nest. You would go into the gym, you're still connected to Wi-Fi, same thing. So no wiring. Between 300 and 500 megabytes, which is
The only thing that the last part is like just knowing that the world is moving towards more remote work, more streaming, more just making sure that we're not locked into where we need to as a building to upgrade like the maximum pipe bandwidth into the building.
So one thing
This
that is,
this is a way they do it. For Wi-Fi purposes, you have to sign a 10-year contract, right? Wi-Fi. We're still gonna do Wi-Fi regardless, so that's not even a problem. One company offered 2-year option, which is the best unheard of. 2-year option on the cable. So if in 2 years we decide we don't want any more cable for that same reason that you're saying, we can get out of it. Or if we want to downgrade the building in general, it will have to be a general. Or if we want to downgrade or upgrade our package, right? We can do it every
So
year.
we're not locked in for all 10 years.
And then after the bill offered a 5-year option for cable. We're not locked in 10 years for cable with the Wi-Fi.
yeah, that was another thing. They're gonna lock you in for the internet. Some will say lower term on your programming. Others want halfway point, they'll say, okay, you can change your programming.
And we still got room for negotiations as far as, right now we're at the beginning, so there's still a lot of room left for us. Putting them against each other and getting the best.
So in fairness, Alcatel's is nice. It's not, it's really nice. This one, it's noticeably faster. They're lacking some features right now. Of course, they're promising it in the future, but that's what we gotta be careful about. Like, I really don't want to sign anything unless, we don't really want to sign anything unless it's working to capacity right now.
We have actually asked them, we give them a timeline of what the end of September was.
Yeah, they're probably certain things by January. Programming. Yeah, we're gonna have it done.
Right, so we're like, okay,
So it's another,
we won't make a decision until September, and we want to see if you deliver what you want. That's a big plus, right? But we are between this company and Alcatel, I believe, are the 2 most competitive ones. So we'll see, we'll probably see what else they come up with. Especially that, the 105
Because they don't even have, they still don't even give us like the Opera 3 that allows you to record anywhere else.
It's not really Alcatel, it's Dish.
Yeah.
You're limited by
Dish
Dish.
has it for other people.
Copper.
They
The Opera,
eliminated.
yeah, the Opera 3.
The thing is with Dish is they don't offer that in all
Both, yeah.
I remember they were
That's
offering
something to
it,
think
when I
about
first
too.
started here, they had it, they were offering it, and then they removed it. You got better, so.
This is just like night.
It's like,
Yeah,
this is great.
You won't have to think about
That's a
it.
big, that's what I'm saying, this is a big
It's
advantage.
night day.
It's,
Since I got it from,
You go on your phone, anything you
If
want.
you wanna record a show, want some more,
And you can have one, or you can just rewind too, you can rewind live TV. Without it ever.
sure, you, well, you can,
This is
yeah.
one of the other
You
apps.
should be able to do it up with them, yeah. If they're not gonna give us that technology, then that's a huge disadvantage right there.
On the
But
phone,
you know what I'm talking about right now, it's better than that, though.
Yeah.
The translation, you can watch it to the internet, you can watch it
I know,
before
the
now,
other help is-
now you can rewind, right? But with this time, you can do it any channel. You turn your TV on, change the channel, and then rewind that channel.
Yeah,
You
what's
want
the
to watch
channel?
it.
Programming, and you can up the
Well, but I
programming
mean,
to
that's,
something.
that's what I'm saying.
No, but
To me,
here's the other deal.
the biggest advantage isn't even that. The biggest
Fox Sports, you'll have that. We'll have
advantage
that.
or record a show somewhere else.
Yeah, again,
Where
that
you
was,
can't, if they're not gonna give us.
There's additional-
Offer or whatever, they can do that.
Channel 7.
Yeah, we have more right here.
And that's what you should do.
You're gonna give me local news channels?
Yes. Yes, you'll have all that.
Yeah, we will have those channels that we don't have right now. For sure.
No, and then obviously everyone can upload, upgrade. So what you were asking with the bandwidth, I think we're up to, through what they're gonna do the building up to 2 gigabits. So I mean, I mean, I don't know, you gotta be close to a hard drive at that point, it might be out of the computer.
I mean, I want to get it done in that, I can work remote and on Zoom all day, which I'm fine, so I just want to make sure that the building's.
No, this is the only way to go, we're not yet.
As long as we're not getting less.
Okay. This is kind of an easy way. The only problem is which one do you want to go with? But it's not gonna cost the building any more money and everything is gonna be better. This is an easy decision. Right. Which is why after the fellas like software, we can move in 2 months with them and improve our cable and Wi-Fi in 2 months without any problem, any transition issues or money.
Fox Sports, not fiber optic, all fiber optics that they go on the street.
Yeah.
I mean, super fast.
All right, so
That's
it. So unless you guys have any questions to go discuss today, we can.
Is there gonna be an option for?
For this?
Board, yeah, the board, you guys are gonna make. this
Honestly,
decision.
the advantage of staying with is they'll immediately start putting the fiber right now. It's probably, they'll say 5 to 6 months to get it up and working. They gotta run it through conduits and whatever. Everyone's got their dish, they love so much, and then they switch over and you're in the new system. If someone else comes in, which you mentioned, they're like, yes, they have the advantage. What we'll do is how about the first year not paying for our service? Pay off until you have to. And we'll start installing the same thing, our fiber. So make a decision.
And it's still a 5 month, because.
You still, yeah, if you sign a contract tomorrow, you're 5 or 6 months, because they gotta do the.
Same with the 40 years, so.
That seems to
Smart
make sense.
decision we did, though.
Yeah.
That was a very smart decision.
That was met with some resistance by a certain.
Yes, it was.
Where would we put it now, then? Where would we put your fiber, right?
All right, there's nothing else, guys. We'll move to adjourn the meeting. I believe Sharon made a motion. Mr. Will.
All right, we're good.
Second? Can I get a second? All right, that's all. Thank you, guys.
Wonderful.
I guess I'll go home now.
So,
No.
Who's all your.
Who else are you putting on the board? You're missing two people. You're missing two people.
Yeah. We have to go to your birthday. Yeah, you need to go. Yeah.
Oh, Dustin, thank you for putting that.
Yeah, I'll put nothing else I get to yell at.
We, so, guys, one more thing before we go. All right, so right now, guys, everybody listen up. We have, 5 members of the board out of 7. Because 2 board members told you didn't have. Okay, so the current,
The current quit.
yeah, it's 5, but, it
Needs to be 7 is what
we
we.
need to be 7 for that.
It doesn't need to be, but 7 is what we have.
Especially with all these things that we need to start voting on for the board.
Really felt like
Here.
it wasn't a great look. Conversation. All the board members probably had a great look when you have all these problems going on, but if we like that was. So we really wanted to get 7 in front of them,
Nothing is my pet
you know,
project.
except sports on that.
I know, I heard, yeah, sports have to be.
Right.
So two people have been nominated, one of them is Joe, on this C. I suggested Joe for a reason. Joe owns a company called Joe, you know, like when we have a hurricane and it gets flooded out and we have to blow. He has the knowledge for doing all of that, and I just thought it was a good idea because that's his company, that's what he does. They're one of the biggest. So it just would be nice to have this input, because they constantly have backups. And the other one that was nominated, Nivea.
Oh.
So it's Nivea and Joe are gonna be the.
Is Joe full-time?
Members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll have them for that.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens next
There
year.
were other people that, a couple that, and I guess technically the president can appoint, but I'd like to keep democratic here, so
So we
we
did
did a
all
consensus.
of us.
And so I said, all right, these people I know and get through. The whole thing is also, I don't mind saying, January, these appointed positions or appointed positions, and then anyone can run in January. Just want to put it out there.
But we just wanted,
Well,
we
that's
just wanted
it.
a full complement for the period of when
And
we're
we
doing
also,
a lot of this contract. Right. All the time.
That's just.
And I have Joe who has
Full
an
time, they're here and
Right.
they got to live on the island with us.
Yeah, I know, we just wanted more help, and we can get it for both of those.
We should probably. We don't have a
Sure.
treasurer now, but I think, yeah, but yeah, I was thinking that maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe we'll figure it out.
And then we can always move somebody else to secretary.
Yeah,
Reorganization.
we need an organizational meeting to have that, so we put it for right here.
But there's good skill sets, I mean, between, yes.
Steve,
We can do that.
Yeah.
Everything was good.
everything was good?
All good? I said half kidding and half serious to Sharon. Welcome to that. With her knee surgery or hospital. A year.
You have agreed to be in the group, correct?
Yeah.
So we need,
Don't do it today.
we need, I'm gonna check to see if Bruce, do you know if Bruce is willing to stay in the committee now and maybe as part of the board?
I have no.
I'm gonna ask him also.
Steve could be on.
I'm gonna ask him, if he's not there, I need to,
But-
no, we can't have,
No, you can't.
we can't have two people in the same household.
We need people to be, we need people on.
All it is to.
I know, do we have any grievances?
extend-
Nobody-
not
No,
really,
but
but it
But a lot of
takes
things
time.
fall off the table because we don't.
We just talk about people.
I was already on it before.
Yeah, he is already.
Vivian and
Well, a lot of times the warning letter thwarts the next problem, so the idea is not to get to you.
We
But
don't
we
wanna
have to
get
be able to do it.
Yeah.
All right, so we need two more
We
next.
do have those, so we just need to. So it's out there, we do need to know.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been here in quite a while, so I need to recess, but I'll.
You got 3 days.
Okay, so just run around like a chicken without your head.
But we do need to, so just everybody that's
Here
listening,
enough, but we would ask you.
Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna.
No, do we have new business? Can we have like a question real quick? What does the board need help with? Like, I know you guys talk about this a lot, like you're doing a lot, like, I don't necessarily want a board seat, but I would like to help, like, on things, and I don't know if there's other people in the building that also would want to help. So what's the best way to get involved? Do we need?
The time when
committees
we
on
actually
things?
need the help is when we are doing stuff like calling people, like when we have to get.
Hurricane front day, storm front day.
No, yeah, okay.
We need a
You know
roster
what
of
we
people
need?
that will help though.
All right, like I call Steve when we need those, we have shutters on the clothes, right? So
The smokestack.
we need to get them shut, like,
Like
oh
that.
my God, a
Like that.
rainstorm is coming, we need that shut. Another thing is, you see the calling now. It's labor intensive, you have to sit and people ask you 10,000 questions, so you could be on one call for 25 minutes.
Right.
That is always.
And does a lot.
I do that always that it drives me insane, so every time I get it done, even if you say, I'll take 5 minutes
And
off.
people, right, whatever,
Yeah,
right.
even 5 minutes off for me is a lot.
Yeah,
Right, you know,
Besides that administrative stuff, and Steve knows a few things, but when we have issues on weekends, it's always
Right.
at 5 o'clock on, everything gets fixed by Monday morning.
Right.
The fire alarm, to silence it, understanding that, the basic stuff about the computer system in the front,
Yeah.
we would like.
how to
to-
reboot, how to get back to the system. It could be like 5 things and just, the things you gotta take care of. So, I'm not here. Nick's not here, Ann's not here, it's a problem.
There's just been a couple of things that have come up before too, where like they've called from the front desk and they can't get a hold of anybody, or you guys aren't here, and like, so there's probably some other things.
There's resetting the elevator,
Okay, reset.
although thankfully that hasn't happened in a while. Yeah, that's a big help.
Person. Anyway,
And then the other thing is this. This big, doesn't matter, nobody reads. glass and the
Right.
you see that broken umbrella from a week ago, somebody's guest left it open and it broke. I'm
That's right.
sick of it. So everybody just keep a lookout for all the people who don't.
Yeah.
We actually gonna do a little pamphlet, from now on, and like close the
Mostly for
umbrella.
guests.
So yes,
So
every
people
time.
can
the
share with
people-
their guests.
It's always a guest, it's always a guest.
It's understandable, right? The guests come, they'll be, they see this as a vacation.
Rules,
But other people say like, what rules?
What rules, but that guest, you are responsible, so if they bring a glass and we have to drain that food, you get billed. So I would like to do that, because that's something that has.
We'll circle back to the grievance committee, we need to re-elect that.
Right. So you're doing yourself.
Okay, another thing we need is. I can't stand these things
I
everywhere.
did those by hand.
I know. In Mario, it was beautiful.
It's the tape that looks best, Mario.
But I'd like to get them.
It's not just sign, it's a tape.
It's not even design on. I want a
It's,
metal
and that was supposed to,
sign.
those were supposed to be temporary.
A metal sign.
Still
that
It's
can-
effective.
But it could be effective in a metal. Put another sign on the back, so I don't.
The vice president of the board promised me that she was gonna find those signs if you make sense.
I am waiting.
Okay, sorry to delay.
No, that's okay, but yeah, we need to do that.
So
to get those
please
people.
come down and ask me more through the.
Elevator reset, alarm reset, what else on the weekend is mainly?
Always, a guard comes and there's a.
I haven't had to do the chiller in a long time.
Right.
That was resetting. No, the only time is when we have to shut down for these people's units, that's it. When everybody
Those
goes
two things, alarm and elevator.
Alarm, service elevator hasn't been on. Said it out loud.
Not taking it up today.
There's only two
Fine,
elevators,
I'm trying to-
there's only two elevators to reset that.
Oh.
We have a
Rumbling
meeting,
about it yesterday.
we have a hardcore meeting Thursday, but they'll be back tomorrow. They're bringing up what we understand that we're, we see it, they brought up the, assembly up to the roof. Why haven't you got any crane yet?
They should have, the crane should have been here and that's how they're supposed to get them up there. But, I personally believe that they just took too long to present this to the city and they were not doing the crane here on time, so now they just decided they're just gonna hold that out. And I feel like, like they have a service elevator to the 17th floor, and then they have to goes up to the stairwell, and then they hook up all this chains and brought it up. I mean, it was a lot of work. I didn't see him. Victor told me, he's like, I feel bad for those guys. Those guys are being like abused. 2,500 pound machine. It's absurd to even think that 3 people are trained on. But they did. I have to take pictures of a lot of.
I mean, we're still working for that by Christmas timeline, to get it all done. This meeting Thursday.
So in the timeline, they were supposed to complete the first elevator on Wednesday. This Wednesday come down. So they're 2 days from not being able to complete that. But in the meantime, that they were waiting for this, they did move ahead with the second elevator. So they're far ahead of that. So that's how they, at least that's what they tell me, that's how they're still gonna finish. Because I don't believe a lot of it, what they're saying, which is why I have a meeting with them on Thursday. It's been the most frustrating people to do, and we just getting started.
And I don't know if anyone knows that we have a consultant now that we hired to help us along with this thing. He's been a huge asset to help with this whole thing and help negotiate when things don't go right. Definitely been very helpful.
You get his fee right away.
Yeah,
the
but
first
the
day.
little monthly fee, the first month is pretty short.
I think we're getting like, I think Joe's at $3,600 for the whole year, and we went from $20,000 to $2,500.
In two
In
invoices.
one thing, so, because I had, so he got paid for it. And it's good to have him. Every time I get frustrated, I call him, he gets involved, he starts emailing, he's gonna be here on Thursday.
So we'll have a better answer Thursday.
All right, guys, thank you. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, y'all. Thanks for all the hard work. Appreciate it.
And I don't get that till you do your.
Is your website it?
Mario, I want to refresh with that.
Let's see what, whatever the schedules, let me know, you know. Yes, we are. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yes.